What's up guys, it is PatrickGame75 here today, and today I'm playing Sakura Psyche Adventure 3, Part 3. Alright, let's get back into it. She really must adore Fiori, and I think Fiori can see that too because of she frowns. Oh, Lija. Fiori steps forward, then she takes a hold of Lija's slender shoulders and says, "You're such a fool, do you know that? You've done so many ludicrous things, all supposedly for the sake of our relationship, but actually your actions have accomplished nothing save pushing me away from you. I really cannot condone your behavior. I really take offense if any of my servants went behind my back as you have, particularly when that servant is as close to me as you are. Why you felt you could not talk to me about this? This is a mystery. You have caused me a great deal of problems. I hope that you feel suitably guilty about your actions, Lija. Do you regret what you have done?" "Well, of course, I know it might not seem like it, but I really didn't want anybody getting hurt. I was just hurting myself. I suppose so I did some unwise things. I know I should have talked about things with you, milady, but I was just so anxious." Anxious? Fiori frowns, then brushes a few of Lija's tears away with her index finger. "What were you anxious about?" It's hard to explain. I feel like it doesn't make much sense. I'm afraid I will sound foolish if I say this, but I was afraid you might judge me." "Why would I judge you? You and I have been close for decades. If I meant to judge you, I would have done so long ago. That I have been with you, that I have been close to you for so many years, suggests that I have no intention to look down upon you. Should I not?" "Yes, it does. I know that logically, but..." Lija inhaled sharply, even more tears beating up upon her eyes, hot and wet. She quakes her fingers tensely into fist at her sides and says, "I was just worried. I suppose that if you knew how I felt, you would take against me. I didn't want you to be angry with me, and I didn't know how to phrase my feelings without sounding horribly petty either. Maybe that should have me realize that my feelings were petty. I was being very foolish. I know that the way I acted was inexcusable, but I really am sorry, my lady. If you hate me now, then I would understand it. You will be well within your rights to despise me. If you want to turn this foolish maid away who made such a nuisance of herself, then you can. You need only to say the word. We might have been close for once, but I'm sure that will change. It will all change now. I don't deserve your boundless kindness or your compassion, and I definitely don't deserve you. I should be cast aside instead so you can be with Luna. Isn't that what you want?" Lija, Fiori frowns. Then she traces Lija's tear-stained cheeks with one hand. Then in a quiet voice she says, "Is that what you think I want? Well, isn't it? You do love Luna, don't you?" "Indeed, I do care. I care about Luna a good deal, more than I ever thought I would. She has become incredibly precious to me, despite my expectations. However, there is something you are failing to account for, Lija." "There is? Indeed, you see." Fiori smiles. Then without warning, she pulls Lija on her resisting body against hers in a tight embrace. Lija squeaks in alarm as her mistress holds her close, her eyes widen to almost comic proportions, while the tears which had beaded upon her lower lashes tremble. "Lady." Lija glances at Fiori beneath her eyelashes, her cheeks lightly flush. "Forgive me for my continued foolishness, but what are you doing? What do you think I'm doing, you silly thing?" Fiori smiles amusedly as she holds her maid, her fingers resting against the small of Lija's backs. "I'm trying to console you." "What? But why? After everything I've done, I hardly deserve it. I mean, I almost ruined everything." "You did. Indeed, you have caused me no shortage of hardship." "Then that's all the more reason to punish me, surely. You should banish me. You should. But for all of the ill you have caused, and let us not delude ourselves, you have caused many problems. I do not hate you for it. I certainly do not wish to banish you, and as for punishment, I'd rather think that you have punished yourself enough. If you did not feel guilty about all you have done, you would not be crying so much. My sweet silly Legia. What? She gasped, her face flooding with surprises. Milady, you, surely you don't mean to pardon me, do you? Not exactly. I'm not happy about what you have done. I'll not let the matter drop right here. But I am not going to expel you from my citadel. Neither will I ask you to stop. That you stop being my maid. If anything, I should be asking you to redouble your efforts as my servant. You ought to be working your fingers to the bone in penance for your many mistakes. That is how you can make amends. You should serve me with renowned vigor until your body buckles beneath the pressure of it all, and all your fingers start to tremble. I mean, to work you even harder, silly Legia, to make up for your sins. So please don't suggest that I ought to oust you from my home. That is the exact opposite of what I want. What? Then, are you alright with me staying here? I am more than simply alright with it. It is what I want. No, it is what I am demanding. I have no desire to be parted from you. I love you after all, for all your foolishness. You love me? Naturally, I am embracing you now. I am not despised, despite all of your misdeeds. That would suggest to me that I have quite a degree of attachment towards you still. My fond feelings have yet to waver no matter what you might have done, or what you attempted to do, rather. Despite your best efforts, you were not successful in partying myself and Luna. Perhaps if this ragtag group of adventurers here, Fiore casts a scorned glance in my direction as she says this, have managed to steal away Luna, I will be less inclined to be forgiving. As it is, Luna is still by my side. No harm has been truly done. If anything, these events have only served to prove just how strong my bond with Luna is. She has reaffirmed her feelings for me in the firmest manner possible. So I will reaffirm my feelings for you in return, my silly Legia. I love you a lot, and my feelings for Luna, no matter how strong they might be, cannot overwrite that. I care about you more than you could ever know, and I don't intend for that to change. Fiore strokes Legia's cheeks as she speaks. It can be a wholly pleasant sensation given Legia's face is still wet from her own tears. Fiore doesn't look at all perturbed by this. Her expression instead when she beholds the still shaking Legion is one of the compassions. Yes, that's right. The fearsome demon queen Fiore, feared by everybody across Anthem, looks gentle, tender, even. Her expression is one filled with boundless kindness, and with the full brunt of her mistress' kindness affixed firmly upon her, Legia can do nothing but blush. Even more tears will well in her eyes. Milady, oh Milady, you're too good to me. How can I ever repay you? You can repay me by continuing to be by my side. That is all that I desire. Do you think you can manage that? Well, of course. That's what I want to. I want it more than anything in the world. Then there should be no problems. Fiore laughs lightly, disturbing Legia's bangs as she does. She's given the top of Legia's head a pat, ruffling her hair with such fondness, my own heart aches simply to behold it. Then, still smiling, she draws back. She looks away from the still sobbing Legia, who's shaking and turns her attention once more to us. Ragtag adventurers, that is to say, Scarlet, Mina, and me. Fiore serves us thoroughly for a few moments in that detached sort of a way for people sometimes examine ants or earthworms. Her expression is curious, but not overly so. She couldn't make it more obvious that she considers us beneath her if she tried, which might be fair actually. I think as far as magic goes, we are beneath her. When the stack up against the Demon Queen, we're hopelessly outclassed. That should have been obvious. I mean, I guess given Fiore's title is quite literally that of the Demon Queen, but I guess we were being a bit too optimistic. I don't think we'd ever been able to take her on a magical service, so it's probably a good thing that Fiore relents. Her gaze continues to flicker between us, one of her hands resting carelessly on her hip. And then in a rather careless voice she says, "So, now that this confusion has hopefully been cleared up, I feel like I must extend the olive branch towards you girls." "You would?" Fiore nods. "While my opinion of you, self-proclaimed adventurers, is not particularly high, I cannot fault for your actions." This time, at least, you were motivated out of the pursuit of Lulu for Luna, something which is eminently understandable. I too am very fond of her. If I thought that she was being mistreated, I would be incensed. Part of me even finds it touched that Luna is so very beloved and has such a good friend that you were willing to fend such a great distance to find her. It shows that you all possess great strength and great determination. I cannot fault you for your bravery. Fiori glances at Legion, who's looking rather sorry for herself. Her hands clasped at her front and her eyes downturned. And Legion didn't make things worse. I mean, she gave you every reason to believe that I had kidnapped Luna for a nefarious scheme, and admittedly, that is why I kidnapped her in the beginning. I can hardly hold you accountable for believing the lies that my own mate told you, so I think I ought to bury the hatchet. If I am to be the bigger woman, I am certainly the taller woman, and that is my job. Now, the hour is late, and the woods around here are very dangerous at this time. While I would be within my rights to send you all on your merry ways as the ruler of this castle, that does not sound very polite. Luna will probably scold me for treating an old friend first in such poor manner. So why do you not stay here for the night to rest and recuperate? My palace has more than enough spare rooms, and they are all well taken care of. I believe you should find everything quite satisfactory. How does that sound? Yeah. The reply is on top of the tip of my tongue when Mina harumph as I felt certain she would. She doesn't look particularly happy about this suggestion, not that I'm surprised. She might have settled her difference with Fiori, but still, she's still the woman who kidnapped Luna. Mina must have pretty complicated feelings about this whole thing. I can tell she's uncertain, but as for Scarlet, ooh, I've always wanted to stay in a big fancy castle like this. It sounds like so much fun. I'd love to have nice big rooms for myself, and a nice big bed too. It'd also be nice to have maids waiting on me. I'd be living the dream. Hey, I thought you didn't like demons. Did I say that? You might have mentioned it once or twice. You're being too kind, Aki. She mentioned it much more than that. You said that demons were a race of monsters devoid of any human feelings, that all they could do is hurt one another. It is baffling that you are so willing to change allegiance. All because you were offered a bed, bread, and board for a night. Are your principles really that mutual? Well, you know what they say, if you can't beat them, you might as well join them. And besides, I know I was wrong about demons now. I mean, they aren't heartless after all. I mean, they can't be, not if Fiori loves Luna so much. It looks like she's been treating her really well by all accounts. Yes, I suppose that is true. I do not imagine Luna would have put herself in harm's way for Fiori's sake if they did not have a connection. I hate to admit it, but they really do look happy together. Don't they just? I might not have the best opinion of demons, but I'm prepared to admit when I'm mistaken. I'm not like the old-timey adventurers, from the days gone by, who can't move past their prejudices. I might be stubborn, but I can't admit when I'm wrong. Those taught me to be a little less flexible, and I'm hardly going to turn down an offer to free food. That would be madness, especially when we've been trekking through the woods for so long. I don't know about you, but I don't want to go back to foraging for berries and sleeping on dirt. We were sleeping in a tent, actually. It was close enough to the dirt. It wasn't very comfortable. And do you remember that time we pitched our tents on ants' nests? Please don't remind me. Mina shudders. I don't want to think about that. Mina looks between Fiori, Luna, and Legion and sighs. Alright, very well. I suppose we could take you up on your very kind offer. If you do not mind letting us stay here for the night, we will be more than gratified to make use of your hospitality. Yay! Luna beams at this and claps her hands together. I knew you'd say that, Mina. You always make the right choice in the end. Oh, I really am looking forward to spending more time with you. Me and you, Fiori, and I'm sure it'll be a lot of fun. I just know it. As soon as it transpires, Luna's cheeriness might have been a tad overblown. I'm not sure whether I called the meal I had Fiori's title that evening fun, not when Fiori and Mina keep glaring at one another from over the soup turning. The food itself is good. It really is a lot better than the berries we were foraging out in the wild, but the atmosphere is so comfortable. Luna does her best to make the conversation, but Mina and Fury don't play along. They shoot thinly veiled insults at one another for over an hour to such an extent it puts me off my pheasants. I can't help but worry that they'll forget about their decidedly half-hearted attempts to be civil, and they'll start shooting spells at one another. Scarlet, however, doesn't seem to notice any of this. She's always marched to the beat of her own drum, so much so she's completely oblivious to the potential chaos that's unfolding before her very nose. She makes loud smacking noise as she eats and showers both Fury and Legion with compliments as she tears her way through her food. That tomato and garlic soup is delicious, and the bread's served with it. Oh, I could die. The crust is so thick, but the inside is so soft and fluffy. It might just be the best bread I've ever had. And that before I get started on the pheasants, it must have been hunted only a few hours ago. It's so fresh and juicy. I've had a lot of pheasant dishes before, but I've never had one full with so much flavor. There's no way a regular Joe could make something like this. It's devilishly good. It has to be the work of black magic. That's what Scarlet says. At least as she tears meat from bone and chops to her own weight in the boiled potatoes. I'm not too hungry myself, largely because of the bad vibes around the dinner table. I can only bring myself to pick at my food, which feels like a bit of a waste. The desert really is delicious, though Legion brings us together. Brings us individual cheesecakes, the top part of a refreshing zesty lemon, the base buttery without being too rich. The cheesecake is good enough, even stops Mina and Fury from glaring at one another, if only for a minute or two. With the food eaten, Fury asks her maids to escort the three of us, Mina, Scarlet, and I, to our rooms. We rise obediently and ascend the grand stairs, where we were led by our own individual servant girls to our luxurious chambers. My bedroom, to my surprise, is incredibly vast for a mere guest room. The carpet is thick and plush, and my bed is large enough to accommodate the four of me, maybe five if I wasn't so stuffed from eating that cheesecake. Fury and Mina asked me if I need anything. When I reply the negative, she curtsies and says, "Very well, ma'am. I will leave you for the night. Then if you require anything, however, don't hesitate to ring that bell. I will come for you in a moment. No ass is too small." This is just pretty much hotel service in the medieval times. It's like this. Or their time. As a guest of the ladies, I will do all I can to make you comfortable. The maid gives me another courtesy that departs, leaving me to my own devices. It's nice to have some time alone, I guess, but the room feels a little too empty. It's so large, there's something oddly oppressive about it. It's hard not to feel lost. You could fit my humble apartment in Tokyo into this room 2 times. You still have some space left over. Is this how all rich people live? I guess I'm not just cultured enough for it. I collapse onto my bed for want of anything else to do. So tired and overwhelmed by my day's events, I can feel my eyelids beginning to droop. Excuse me, Misaki, but are you in there? There is something I want to discuss with you, if you will not be too much of an imposition. Oh, I said with a glance towards the door. I think I recognize that voice, though I haven't had the opportunity to hear it too many times. Is that Legia? Yes, indeed it is. I hope you do not mind. May I come in? Of course, feel free. Thank you very much. Door opened with a click, then a creak, and Legia steps inside. She looks rather neat and put together as always. Seems to be the case with her. Her hair smooth and her maid dress devoid of any wrinkles. Legion approaches me as I'm sitting on the side of the bed, but she doesn't take a seat next to me. Maybe she thinks that I'd be inappropriate, and who knows? Maybe it would be she is a maid after all, and I'm a guest. Does that make me her social superior? I'm not sure. I don't really know how this works. I feel a little too uneasy to invite Legion to sit beside me, and in any case, it doesn't seem like she intends it to. Legion claps her hands together at the front, her fingers interlock, then bows. I do not wish to bother you for too long, Miss Hagi, so I will try to be brief. I came here to not engage in a lengthy dialogue with you, which I doubt you want to, but apologize. Apologize for what? For putting you through so much hardship, of course. It is because of my scheming that you and your friends came to this title, and it is because of me that you found yourselves in such dire circumstances. Had Luna not spoken up on your behalf, the lady would have surely have caused you harm. And it would have been my fault too. I led you to believe something which I was not true, and put your lives in danger. It's the bargain. I cannot apologize more sincerely for all that I did. My actions were inexcusable, and I really am sorry. Oh, I look at the top of Lija's pink head, feeling more than a little put out. I guess I should know when she showed up here that she wants to apologize, but this seems like a little too much. She sounds so worked up, I can't help but feel guilty, almost like I'm the one who's in the wrong here. It is a bit of a weird feeling, actually. Oh, no, it's quite alright. I don't mind. Are you sure? Do you not hold what I did against me? Well, I can't say I enjoy being duped, but I understand why you did what you did. We all do crazy things when we care about people, and you did us help us in the long run. I know that Mina cares about Luna a lot. She'd never be prepared to just leave her here, not without proof that Luna really is alright. We had to come here to see things for ourselves. And if you hadn't helped us, we never would have been able to infiltrate Fiore Citadel. You were very useful, actually, so I don't think you need to be too hard on yourself. I appreciate everything you did for us, and I'm glad that I had a chance to meet you. You are? Glad? Yes. That is strange. I do not understand. I caused so many problems. I was surely you would despise me. Well, I don't. I could never despise you. Not when you acted out of love. There was no malice behind anything you did. Lija. I might not know you very well, but I know you love Fiore a lot. I think that is a pretty special thing, actually. Do you really? I nod and Lija's frown deepens. I am a demon, but I thought your kind could not stand demons. Maybe some people mistrust demons, but I don't have any issues with you. You're not so different from the rest of us. Even if you do not know some dark magic, I think everybody deserves a chance to be loved. You being a demon doesn't preclude you from being able to find happiness with the person you love. This right here is all facts, and even the previous text as well. And neither should it matter that you made a few mistakes. I'm sure Fiore and Luna have forgiven you already, and so have I. Now you just need to forgive yourself. Oh, Aki! I did not think about it quite like that, but Lija's nipples moisture begin to be in her eyes. And saw that she smiles, her hand still claps demurely at her front. You may be right. Thank you, Aki, for being so reassuring. I am unsure whether I wholly deserve your kind words, but you have made me think that perhaps I am not irredeemable after all. I thought I should leave this place to spare Milady the hurt of having to look at a hapless maid who caused her so much suffering. But maybe I was being hasty. You were definitely being hasty. I don't know Fiore too well, but she seems to like you a lot. I'm sure she'd be distraught if you left without saying anything. I do not know if distraught is quite the right word, but I imagine she would be rather upset, yes. I do not wish to cause any further problems, so rather than running away, I will try and speak to Milady about my feelings like proper adults. I am through with hiding my true emotions and skulking about the shadows. Just this once. Lija rests one hand on her chest, above her heart, that says, I want to try and be happy too. After speaking to you, and I think that even I deserve that much. No matter how awkward and clumsy a woman might be. But man. Later that night. Oh boy, here we go. Hey Aki, we've come to greet you. Will you let us in? Yes, good night, Aki. I hope you're not imposing too much. What? Oh, I started to get on my feet. I was reclining up upon the bed following Lija's visit, with a book I swiped from one of the shelves about the room. Romance novel, interesting enough. The sound of Scarlet Fist hammering on the door, however, in conjunction with her voice is pretty distracting. I wonder what she wants and moreover what Mina wants. I'm not too surprised that Scarlet has come to pay a visit. She's never been very good at keeping to herself and keeping still. But Mina's more unexpected. I wonder if she's still feeling alright. Maybe she's upset because Luna's refusal to leave Yuri's side. That's probably is why she come to pay me a visit. Now that I think of it, I bet she's feeling down and she wants to talk about it with somebody. Well, if that is the case, I'm more than willing to hear her out. Mina is very dear to me. As to his Scarlet, I can hardly turf her out, not in her hour of need. I throw my cape, then open the door to my chamber, allowing Scarlet Mina to enter. Scarlet looks about her tail and her ears twitching, a bright smile on her face. Mina meanwhile hangs back, looking decidedly more uneasy. I'm worried about Mina, but before I can ask her what's wrong, not that I need to, I think I can already guess. Scarlet flops down onto my bed and says, "Wow, this sure is wild, huh?" Wild? Yeah, we set out on this journey because we wanted to defeat the Demon Queen and rescue Luna from her clutches, but things didn't quite work out that way. That maid was leading us on a wild goose chase all along. This whole time, Luna was perfectly happy being here. I feel like it was a bit of a wasted trip, actually. I'm kind of peeved, but Scarlet smiles, her legs swinging back and forth as she says, "We got to go on an amazing journey and we made a fond of memories along the way. I don't know about you two, but I think that's pretty amazing. Don't you agree?" I suppose so. I take a seat on the bed alongside Scarlet and smile at her. I'm a bit tired after all this adventuring, but I think it was worthwhile. It was only because we got to strengthen our bonds. But I don't believe we'd be as close as we are now if it wasn't for a little bit of a pearl. That's exactly what I'm saying. Mina's being all mopey about it, but I think we're very lucky. Excuse you? Mina harangues me, joining me and her Scarlet on the bed, though she looks quite like the usual group herself. Her brows furrow, her eyes downcast as she says, "I am not moping. I think my sadness is quite understandable, really, given all that has happened. I will miss Luna awfully when we leave." "I know you will. I get that, but try and look on the bright side." Scarlet approaches Mina. Gently she folds her into a hug. Then she says, "Luna might be staying here, but we're still together. Me, you, and Aki were best friends, no something more. And that's never going to change. Doesn't that make you feel a bit better?" "Well," Mina looks away, her face faintly flushed. Initially, she didn't look too thrilled, but being pulled into Scarlet's arms. Her expression was a little withdrawn, her brows furrowed, her eyes downcast. But at this cheery explanation of Scarlet's of some of Mina's gloomy mood melts away. "I suppose you have a point. I do appreciate having the two of you with me, even if I'm upset about what transpired with Luna. I had thought, by venturing all the way to the Demon Queen's tower, that we were doing the right thing. I had hoped to rescue her from a wicked threat and return her back home. My intentions were pure. I thought I was being heroic, acting not just as a bodyguard, but just as a dear friend ought. I wanted only the best for her. Mina." I frowned and gave Mina a hug of myself, wincing the sympathy for her. I knew that Mina was upset about this. It would have been obvious, but even if she hadn't said anything, but the fact that she has opened up about it of her own volition makes me feel just that bit closer to her. It's nice to know that she trusts me and Scarlet with her innermost feelings, no matter how much they might hurt. Surely that means throughout our journey that our bonds has become that much stronger. It's a silver lining, but it can't detract from how much my heart aches in sympathy with Mina, who only ever meant well. This must have been unfortunate, but it is alright though. I might have been disappointed, but you're alright, Scarlet. I am not alone, no matter how upsetting this whole adventure might have been. I was not able to liberate Luna, for she never wished to be liberated in the first place. But I will not leave the Demon Queen's abode empty-handed. I still have you, Aki. Mina offers me a smile. And I have you too, Scarlet. Come what may, we are still together. We have weathered many storms to reach this point and have overcome a good deal of hardship. And I consider myself very fortunate indeed that I can be with you, the both of you. You have made the world a great deal richer. I cannot imagine my life without you both in it. Well, I grin to give Mina a nudge. I say the exact same things about you. If it was for you, I'd still be trapped in that awful boring office, drinking coffee to get through the day and during my boss's lectures. My life's a lot better now, and it's all thanks to you. Do you really think so? Yes, I'm not just saying it. My life has changed a good deal when I met you, but I think it's changed for the better. You think that you're lucky, but you're not the only one. I am too. Same here. I don't really know what you mean by offices, Aki. You say a lot of strange stuff I don't understand, but I can definitely relate to that last part. Before I met you two, I was just wandering adventurer who wasn't attached to any party. I had a pretty bad reputation after being kicked from those old party and nobody wanted to work with me. I was afraid I was doomed to be alone forever, wandering the woods without any real purpose. But you two took a chance on me, even if I could be rash and unreliable. You were both willing to let me come with an adventure of a lifetime, and I got to see and do all sorts of fun things. I fought off a bunch of ghosts, reunited with my old mentor, and I even got to see the Demon Queens stood up close. It was all a blast. It really was. Some of the things I saw were pretty scary and got pretty tough at times. But I wouldn't trade this experience for the world. Me neither. I had a wonderful adventure, but you know what? What? I think this is just the first of many, many more to come. I mean, we're still young. I don't want to throw in my halberd just yet. Me neither. I nod enthusiastically, my tail twitching. I know I'm still novice, and I'm worried my inexperience might slow the two of you down. But Anthem is such a huge country, and it's full of fantastical sights. I feel like I've only scraped the surface. But there's much, much more I want to see, and I want to explore it with you two. You two? Mina looks between us, her eyes wide. A moment of silence passes, a moment during which Mina seems to ponder because of her brow furrows. I wondered briefly if she meant to reject mine, Scarlet, suggesting if, after our failure in rescuing Luna, she's lost all faith in any further adventuring. If so, I would hardly blame her. Mina's never really been an adventurous person anyway. She's only embarked on this journey because Luna, the person she loved, was in danger, or at least she thought she was. Mina has always been at home and there was a book in hand, but she has out amongst nature fighting monsters. I wouldn't be too surprised if after this ill-fated journey she lost all interest in traversing the land. I'm already trying to prepare myself for what seems like the inevitable disappointments, as I think it's Scarlet Gwen. Well, Mina softly beat giggles. I didn't have any particular plans to keep adventuring. I think I could return to Kronos to report the temple that Luna does not mean to return to then. Dedicate myself once again to my studies. I did not think that you would wish to keep traveling with a series of vicious women like myself. But you say you do not mind being with me. Of course, we don't mind. We love you. Yes, that's right. I think you're wonderful. Very well then. Might have let Luna down, but I do not wish to let the pair of you two down either. I do not want to curtail your adventures, not when they are only just the beginning. So perhaps I will accompany you on further journeys after all. I too enjoy a good adventure. It will keep me young, and I would like to spend more time with both of you two. Then, does that mean? Indeed it does. Anthem is a very large country, as he said. Mina smiles. She leans forward, nuzzling her cheek against mine. Then her green eyes sparkle as she says, and we are only just getting started. Later that night. Alright, here we go. Meanwhile, in the Demon Queen's bed chamber. Oh, Luna. I sigh in relief as I sit upon the bed with my lover, my side pressed against Luna's own. I observe her smile. My smile softer than I fancy it with is when I regard any of other subjects. Not that Luna is my subject. I adore her too much to subjugate her, and say very softly, words cannot express how relieved I am that you are still here with me. I was truly worried when that cat girl. Sorry. My voice throws off as word that jump up the little mage's insistence that she be referred to. Otherwise, I say, Catwoman rather appeared that she would take you from me. I was afraid you agreed to go with her, that you would abandon me simply thinking about it. I shudder. Is it enough to fill my heart with fear? Though I once conquered numerous cities, all of my warmongering efforts to pass procure less dread within me, than the thought of losing you. Fury, my beloved. Luna smiles at me gently, her eyes almost impossibly soft, her irises illuminated in the moonlight. Part of me is gratified that you care for me such an extent, though another part of me fears that too much of your happiness is tied to my welfare. It frightens me to think that you might react if any harm befell me. I would hate for you to be hurt. And I would hate it if you were hurt even more. Which is why I need to take very good care of you. I will not let anybody lay so much as a single finger on you. This, I swear. Well, I already knew that. I'm aware that I'm in good hands when I'm with you. I've never had any cause to worry when we're together. Which I love you so much. Is that so? I feel a blush rise to my cheeks, as embarrassing as it is. I am one of the oldest demons in existence, one of the few elder demons who has not been hunted down by the other races. I have lived for almost 4 centuries, and have outlived numerous generations. That's like 400 years right there she lived through. That's like elves can live that long. Man. Most of my concurrent efforts took place during my youth. I have not been very active for almost a century, which has led numerous people to wonder whether I truly exist at all, whether I'm not just some eerie bedtime story that gets trotted out to scare children to behaving. I am old enough that I ought to be blushing like this, but I still am. This always seems to happen when I speak to Luna. Makes me feel as nobody else does. I did not know it was possible for my heart to flutter like this. At my advanced age, but Luna always finds ways to surprise me. This must be why I care for so simply. Being with her is refreshing. When I'm with her, I experience emotions I never knew I could. So much so, it is almost dizzying. Yes, that is so. Luna smiles brightly, seemingly impervious to my embarrassment, her cheeks dimpling with joy. Is she that happy to simply spend time with me? If so, it is rather soothing thought. I love you a lot, Fiore, so you really needed to worry about me leaving you. Not to my own volition at least. I might care for Mina a good deal, but she was only ever my friend. I love her, still love her in fact. I'm not in love with her, not as I am in love with you. Do you not worry that Mina will be lonely without you though? I did. But I'm sure after seeing her again, she'll be alright. She has those new friends of hers to keep her company and they seem to get very along. I don't think she needs me, not like you do. You think that I need you, do you not? You might not have a lot of servants and a lot of followers and even more worshippers, but they don't know you as I do. They all respect you as some of them fear you, but you're too distant from you to be your friends. They regard you as an exalted being, which is an honor you deserve. Given you are so very powerful, but it must be sad too, not having anybody you can confide in when you feel down. You might be surrounded by your fellow demons, but I think you are far, far lonelier than Mina ever was. Is that not why you cling to me as you do? Luna, I look at Luna, stunned by swiftness and the keenness of her intellect. Luna might act like an airhead, but she spends a significant portion of her time napping, dead to the world. But she is much more observant than she lets on. She is good at understanding how people feel and how demons feel too. Sometimes I fancy she understands me even better than I understand myself. She knows how lonely I have been beneath all of my palms, and she still cares for me. She does not look down on me. That is why I care for her in return. So much so I feel like that my heart could burst from it. When I am with her, I do not need to pretend. I can be soft and vulnerable and That's alright. I feel everything like it will be alright if Luna stays with me. Yes, you are right. That is why I cling to you. I cannot help myself. I was utterly terrified when I thought Mina would take you away from me. I was so scared and it transmuted into anger. For a while in my throne room I saw red. I was prepared to hurt her, though I knew she was your friend. I was even prepared to kill her. Should she insist upon taking you with her? I thought it was the right thing to do at the time. But I know you have never supported violence. If I hadn't, I doubt you would have forgiven me. No matter how kind-hearted you might be, you have detested me. Am I not right? Well, Luna's laughed softly, her fingers curled upon her lap. I would have not been the best pleased if you had injured my adorable Mina, much less killed her. If you had done my dear friend any serious injury, not even I would be able to remain with you. I knew it. My heart twists. Though Luna's words do not come as any great surprises, Luna might love me, but her love for me will soon wither and fade if harmed, or worse, killed one of her friends. Not even Luna's forgiveness is boundless. But we do not need to worry about that. After all, you did not kill her, and you did not harm her either. You were able to restrain yourself. You worked really hard to control your impulses to fight her, and for that, I am very grateful. I know you've been trying to change yourself for my sake to ensure our relationship does not fail, which only makes me love you more. It does? Of course. I know that being in a relationship isn't easy for you, but you're still doing your best. That's another reason why I wanted to stay with you. I can't think of anything I want more than that. Well, I quite agree. I laughed softly, something I did not know, up until a few moments prior I was capable of doing, as I take Luna's hand in my own. I look into her face, her large soft eyes mesmerizing. It feels as though I am falling for her over and over again, falling under her spell. But if she does bewitch me, I do not care. It might be the dreaded demon who commands any army of demons, but I will quite happily submit myself to her. She is mine to do with as she pleases. So when Luna shifts close to me, then leads in for a kiss, I welcome it. I close my own eyes, I lash my mouth together as our lips overlap. Soft moans gives from my mouth as we kiss, a moan which does not sound particularly like me. I know if any of my minions were to hear this, they would revise their opinions of me. Though I think many of them have revised their opinions of me already. I think they have gone soft, and perhaps being with Luna has changed me. I think as we continue to kiss, she has changed me for the better. Certainly I am happier with her than I have ever been before. I am content to sit like this with her, basking in her affection. As the rest of the world fades away, later that night. How charming. I laughed softly as I turned my fingers through Luna's long fair hair, sitting beside her up on the bed. Wearied after the time we spent together, she has already succumbed to sleep. She is lying on the bed, the sheets strewn about her so as to conceal her eyelids matter. Her eyelashes are long enough to cast shadows upon her cheekbones. Her lips, meanwhile, are pursed in slumber. It looks like almost as if she's inviting more kisses, so much so I'm tempted to dip my head to fulfill her unspoken wish. Perhaps it would be better to let her rest. I would not want to exhaust her, and neither do I want to be greedy. It already feels like a miracle that a woman as soft, as kind of sweet as Luna would consent to be in a relationship with a demon like me. I have no desires to push her, especially not when she is sleeping. I am content enough for the present to sit beside her, running my fingers through her tresses. Oh, but as soon as I sense that, I am not alone. I cannot see anybody else inside my chamber, but I can detect a presence lurking beyond it. I cannot see through the walls, solid walls, but my senses are finally attuned to even the smallest fluctuations of mana. I can tell, therefore, the mage is outside, standing outside the entrance of my chamber, and I know exactly who it is. Legion, is that you? I hear a shocked squeak from the other side of the door, which sounds rather familiar. I am certain now that the presence lurking out the door is indeed my loyal maid, not that I was ever in much doubt. Liege's magical presence is rather easy to detect. She has a surprising amount of magical energy, but though she claims she cannot use magic at all, it's quite curious. Maybe Liege herself is not even aware of how much power she possesses. Sometimes I wonder whether she is dampening her own powers so as not to upstage me, or perhaps she does not believe in it. Possible. Might be a mental thing. After she was treated so terribly at her old place of employment, she might have suppressed her demonic magic to better fit in. But that is nothing more than a baseless conjecture. In any case, I am quite certain it is Liege, I say. I know that you are here, and I know that you have been meaning to speak to me for quite some time. Now, why don't we stop these silly games? You better be served coming inside so we can have a proper conversation. I do not approve of you skulking in the shadows spying on me. It makes me feel uneasy. Oh, my apologies. The shy little voice on the other side of the door, which is most definitely belongs to Liege, stammers in reply. I heard the sound of the handle depressing, a faint click. Then Liege steps aside, her fingers curled, in front of her pink dresses trembling about her shoulders. She looks anxious enough to be in the same room as me, but her anxiety ramps up when she sees Luna, who's lying upon my bed. Luna's naked save me for her undergarments, her hair spilling against the pillow, though she is shrouded by the sheets. That affords her a degree of density, I suppose. Still, she is fast asleep. Or at least she was. Liege squealed up, my apologies, I did not realize you were not alone. Makes a little stir. She sits up in bed, the covers falling from around her. Her eyes meet Liege's. A moment passes during which neither woman says. Luna looks at Liege's sleepily, while Liege's face turns an even brighter shade of red than it was. Then Luna smiles, she looks at Liege, half-lidded, and says, "Oh, hello, Liege. Did you want to talk to Fury about something? I might have wanted to discuss a thing or two, but if I'm interrupting you, the two of you, I can make myself scarce. I wouldn't want to get in the way." Luna only laughs in response to Liege's anxiety, a sweet gentle laugh which puts me in the mind of a breath of wind through averted meadow. "It is quite alright, Liege. You need to panic. I have no quarrels with you being here, and neither does Fury. If you minded, you would have not have invited her inside, would you?" "Of course not. There is nothing I wish to discuss with her, actually. I thought that might be the case, so I should probably be the one making myself scarce here." "I wouldn't want to get in the way of your heart-to-heart. What? You don't need to, though. That would be presumptuous of me casting you out like this. You're Milady's most valued guest after all." Now that is a funny way of saying partner, and I know that she cares for you immensely. You hold a much dearer place in her heart than I do. Therefore, I cannot tell you to leave. It would be grossly inappropriate, especially when I am but a lowly maid. Perhaps it would be if you stormed in here and told my beloved to get out. Beloved? But that is not what's happening here. I'm the one who invited you here, and Luna's offered to leave to give us some privacy. There's nothing wrong with this arrangement. Well, if you're sure, I'm quite certain. Do you mind giving us a few moments alone, Luna, my love? Not at all. I know that Liege is very important to you, Sir Fury. I am? Indeed you are. She cares about you a good deal, and I know she's been worrying about you. I'm sure she's been chomping at the bits to have a little talk with you, just to ensure that you're alright. The lady is very kind. That is one of the reasons why I like her so much. And I think this is one of the reasons why you like her so much too, isn't that right? Well, Liege looks to one side in a bash. You aren't wrong. I knew it. I'll leave you to it. Then it would be remiss of me to get between your relationship, especially when you have known for longer than I have. I have no desires to damage your relationship. I just hope you are able to repair things. I know how much you care about Fury, Legion, and I know that she cares about you too. I'm rooting for you. So saying, Luna restores her clothes to her body with a click of her fingers, then exit the chamber to grant Legia and I some privacy. Now it's just Legia and I. In Luna's absence, silence descends. Legia looks down at her feet, awkwardly unsure of what to say. She looks so very lost. Like a stray cat, I cannot help but feel very sorry for her. I really shouldn't punish her. I really should punish her. I know for inviting those adventures into my home and for trying to separate me from Luna. But I know how deeply she cares for me. I feel I cannot do that. Punishing Legia would not sit well with me. Not when she has dedicated so much of her life to serving me. She is a good woman despite all the trouble she caused, and I do care about her a lot. That is what I want to tell her, but first, you can sit down. You know, Legia, you need to not stand in the doorway like that. I don't bite. Huh? You mean you want me to sit down with you? Yes, indeed. That was the idea, unless you thought of being in too close proximity with me makes you uncomfortable. Oh no, not at all. Perish the thought. I would love to be closer to you, lady. I would have always wanted to bridge the distance between us. But doesn't that seem presumptuous? How does it? Well, you know, Legia continues to fiddle with her fingers. Her expression is dreadfully glorious. I am only a maid. Oh dear. It seems that trying to talk to her around will be quite the challenge. But if there's one thing I enjoy, it is a challenge. I think I should be able to make her see sense. I just need to be a bit more aggressive about it. Legia, please, if you're only a maid, then I am your mistress, and that means you need to do what I say. Now, I'm going to order you to sit with me. Do you still mean to refuse? Well, if it's an order then, Legia crosses the room, her steps slow and shuffling. Shyly, she takes a seat beside me in the bed. Then in a quiet voice, she says, I cannot disobey. Good. This is what I like to hear. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think there is something you want to say to me. Like what? That I cannot say. You would have to tell me, but I lean in. Legia gasps and I cup her cheeks with my hand. I hold her gently as if she is something precious to me. She is, as I say. I think that you want to be more than just my maid. For many years, decades, even the feelings you have held for me are more than those of a servant for a mistress. You wish for me to look at you as I look at Luna, and you wish for me to love you. Is that not right? Well, Legia opens her mouth. Maybe she needs to try to deny these claims, but then thinks better of it. She exhales, then in a shaky voice she says, You are not wrong. I have cared about you for a long time, lady, more intensely than a maid ought to care for a mistress. But I know my feelings can never be reciprocated. And why is that? You already have Luna. You love her. Surely there's no more room in your heart for me. You might think that. I frown, still cupping Legia's cheek, but I do not. No, I shake my head. I admit, I have never before regarded you as a potential romantic partner, but that is because of the difference in our statuses. I did not want to risk taking advantage of you, not giving you half-served beef for so many years, not wish to order you in a relationship, and neither did I want you to feel obliged to act in a certain way around me. I did not want to risk damaging our relationship, but if you truly love me, then I see no issues with returning your feelings. Are you sure? Quite sure. Luna's the kind girl, and I know she'll not mind. And in fact, I think she was trying to cheer us on in her own way. And I know she wants you to be happy, and so do I. And I have plenty of love to give to you, too, my dear Legia. The night is still young after all. I'm not the demon queen for nothing. I laugh softly, my breath warning against Legia's cheek as I trip her head upwards. I peer into her eyes, my expression searching, my lips pursed. Then I dip my head. Lady, and I press my mouth against my beloved, most trustworthy maid's in a wet, wanting kiss. Well, that was an adventure and a half. Scarlet exclaims it out loud as the three of us walk through the woods. We've since left Yuri's town where we stayed the night, and we're making our way back to the village. We've been on the road for almost a week, and we should be upon the village soon enough. Home is within our sights, not literally but figuratively. We've made our way back to a path which though not particularly well maintained, is a reassuring sign. It means that we're not too far from civilization now. It should only be a stone throw away. Again, not literally, unless that stone is being thrown by a giant, of course. Scarlet looks between Mina and I grinning brightly and said, in a light, lilting sing-song. What do you people think about? What do you think people say about us when we get back? Well, they call us brave, compared heroes who were able to face off against Demon Queen Fury and live to tell the tale? I don't. Oh, that would be amazing. Being in the Scarlet World with Justice is cool and all, but just being known as a famous fox who will face off against Fury, I think the title has a real ring to it, don't you? I'm unsure. It might be a bit long. I agree, it is quite the mouthful, and there are far too many F sounds. Nobody will remember that. Oh, you're not both so boring. Why could you give me this? Is there anything wrong with thinking of myself as the woman who face off against the Demon Queen? Not really, I suppose. But I don't think we've done anything that really deserves any grandiose titles or heroes welcome for the matter. What? Scarlet pout deepens. And why is that, Aki? Can't we be regarded as heroes, huh? Well, what we did was amazing. We saw Fury, the real Fury. We were able to break into her citadel without suffering so much as a single scratch, and when we saw her face to face, we were going to fight her too. It was very intense. If any lesser adventurers had done what we done, they would have lived to tell the tale. And they definitely wouldn't be able to stay the night in one Fury's fancy bed chambers. I think we emerged from that little skirmish that decided the victors, wouldn't you say? I suppose we did win, in a sense, but that doesn't seem like a reductionist way of looking at things. Come again? I think means it would be insincere if we tried to laud ourselves as concurrent heroes. We didn't defeat the Demon Queen after all. I mean, and we weren't able to rescue Luna either. Nothing really changed because of our journey. Things would have stayed the same if we did not made that trek into the woods at the end of the day. We were pretty ineffectual. Well, yeah. Scarlet sighs, then kicks at the pebble on the dirt path. I guess we were, if you want to, be serious about it. Is this not a serious situation? I thought it was, but maybe Scarlet disagrees. But we still came from the Demon Queen's out in one piece. We deserve a celebration for that at least. And at least we know now that Luna's happy living with Fury. We had no ideas before. We cleared one pretty big mystery. We did it peacefully, without shedding any blood, and I think that counts as a win. I guess it does, but I'm not sure if the villagers will regard it like that. Well, we'll just have to see, won't we? Regardless of whether we have full-blown heroes welcome or not, I'm looking forward to getting back. We spent so long wandering around in the woods, it'll be nice getting back to civilization. Well, I can agree on that. At least, I'm sick and tired of pitching that tent and of sleeping on the ground too. Mina pulls a face. I cannot stand bugs either. Why do centipedes need to have quite so many legs? Oh? Scarlet snickers. I mean, I would have thought the answer to that would be obvious, Mina. Is it? Of course, centipedes have lots and lots of creepy crawly legs, so they can harass cat girls like you. That is Catwoman for you, for your information. Mina squeezed louder as her green eyes widen as Scarlet descends upon her, tickling her with all of her might. I observed the two of them smiling. These might not have worked out as we expected, but they definitely could have been worse. I'm happy with how things ended, but I don't know if the village will be. I have no idea what they'll tell Braun all about this, or Dulce or Taiga. Speaking of Dulce and Taiga, well, look who it is. If it is the intrepid explorers in the flesh, it's so good to see you back safe and sound. Huh? I turn my head, bemused, searching for the source of this sudden exclamation. And it doesn't take me long to find it. A familiar face, no. Two familiar faces are standing a few paces away, both of them dressed in, well, a decidedly unfamiliar way. Both Dulce and Taiga have come to the edge of the village to greet us after our harrowing journey, and they both dress up for the occasion. They're wearing that what looks like to be cheerleader outfits, clearly with pleats, skirts, and pom-poms. outfits look good on them. Actually, their shirts are tight, so they hug their chest, and the skirts are short enough to expose an awful lot of thighs. I'm enjoying the view, though I am a little confused by their clothes. Since when was cheerleading a big thing in Anthem? I don't know much about this country's traditions or about its pastimes, but I've always thought cheerleading was a unique American thing, something which got imported to the rest of the world as a little later. Don't tell me, it's America's influence is so great it's been able to penetrate the cultural awareness of completely different worlds. I guess influence really does know no bounds. Now I've gone to start to think about the US of A. I'm wondering if any cultural imports have found their way to Anthem. What about certain popular fast food chains? I sure could go for a hamburger right now. I'm pretty fond of french fries too. Actually, the crispier the better. I think after our little jaunt to find Demon Queen, we deserve something nice to eat. I thought the sight of Dose and Taiga in their cheerleader outfits. Seriously, where do they get those acts as pretty nice treats for the eyes, I guess? It's so good to see you again. Welcome back home, Arcane heroines. I'm sure you did great out there. That's right, it's no easy feat facing off against Demon Queen. To be honest, I'm surprised you came back in one piece. I was sure you were gonna get annihilated out there. I had to your arbitraries all written up and everything. Our arbitraries? Jeez, that's not all at all macabre. Yep, I had it all down in writing. Dole said it for me as an assignment, actually. I never learned how to write on the account of living on the streets, but she has been teaching me an awful lot. She doesn't even, you don't even have like real human fingers to actually write down besides your big claws. Like, do those even come off? Like, I know how to write my name because of her, and I think I was able to jot down a few thoughtful words about you too. It was all Tiger clears her throat and says, her eyes sparkling. Rest in peace, Akimi and Skillet. Your deaths will not be in vain. And it's sad that Demon Queen crushed you with flight into pink pancakes, but I'm sure you did your best. Bro really called Scarlet Skillet. That's crazy. You might have not saved the world, and you sure as hell didn't save the Princess Prius. But at least your deaths were kind of funny. I see you had a good deal of faith in us then. Being a crushed pancake doesn't sound very amusing to me. In fact, I'm starting to question Taiga's sense of humor. It sounds awfully cruel. Scarlet, too, looks perturbed by Taiga's so-called arbitrary, but for another reason altogether. Like, it's no doubt Taiga's going to be saying that stuff, because back the first time when we, met her at the time, she was literally saying all this stuff. It's no surprise. Like, I'm dead ass. Like, it's literally no surprise when she was talking all that stuff. Like, straight up. Hey, Aki. Hey, you got Aki and Mina's names, right? So why'd you call me Skillet? That's not my name. I know it's not. I'm not dumb. It's just your name is kind of long. It's hard to spell, so I had to fudge it a little. You don't mind, do you? Scarlet and Skillet aren't all that different. But they are different. Like, what? Come on. Wait, she got rid of the word Carl and put kill. Yo, nah, that's messed up. So she got rid of the word Carl and put kill. That's insane. I think they're very different. Actually, one of them is a cooking utensil, which I most certainly am not. And if you spell skillet, why can't you spell scarlet? They have the same number of letters. Well, we all make mistakes. We all make mistakes, my ass. I think you just don't give a crap about me. It's straight up. It's obvious. It's obvious. You aren't jealous because I used to be Dole's favorite, are you? Who, me? Of course not. Who would I be jealous? Dole belongs to me now, after all. You haven't gone on an adventure with her in years. Dole's my teacher now, so you can stop trying to act like you own her. You don't have any claims on Dole's affections. Why, you little brat. Alright, you two. Try to calm down. We aren't here to argue. We should be happy instead that our group of brave warriors were able to return unscathed. I know that you could do it. The three of you are amazing. You're the best heroines in the whole world. Dole shakes her palms at Taiga after receiving a nudge in the side of Dole's joints in. Dole looks enthusiastically enough, even if Taiga's not wholly convinced, but Mina frowns. You say you had a lot of faith in us, but I'm not sure if I believe that. Not when you already wrote our obituaries. Your comments feel rather backhanded. Now, Mina, don't be like that. We came all the way out here, didn't we? Welcome to your return. Doesn't that show how much faith we have in you? You only came out here just because I sent a message to Bronze saying we had completed our request. You must have only known in advance we were successful. You were hardly camping out in the woods waiting for our return. Well, of course we weren't. That would be woefully inefficient. As much as I was worried about you, I have no interest in wasting time like that. I have better things to do, just like taking care of Taiga here. Those pulls Taiga to her and gives her a tight hug. She rubs her cheeks again against Taiga's nuzzling her, while Taiga squeals. Teacher, being held by you always feels so nice. But you shouldn't do it here, Skillet will get jealous. For the last time, my name is not Skillet. It takes one to know one. That literally doesn't mean anything. You literally don't mean anything. Now, let's not argue. This is a time to celebrate. The three of you were able to defeat the Demon Queen. For that, we're all thankful you did incredibly, girls. Or so I would say, but those glances about the forest, clear her brows furrow. If you treated the Demon Queen, then where's the High Priest? Did you storm Fury's castle so you could get Luna back? Yeah, what's up with that? What even happened? Well, don't tell me. You didn't get overwhelmed by how powerful the Demon Queen is and then run away with your tails tucked between your legs, did you? Did you say it isn't so? I would never have expected such a coward behavior from you, Scarlet. No, I didn't. Of course not. I didn't. I was trying to fight, but things didn't work out quite like that. Then how did it work out? I've never known you to back down from a battle before. That's because I haven't. I'm not that sort of fox girl. I'm not a coward. I was willing to put down the Demon Queen in her place once and for all, but stuff happened. Stuff? How informative. Shut up, you. It's not like I chickened out, alright? Things were just complicated. How complicated could it have been? All you had to do was just give nasty demon lady a clobbering. It sounds super simple to me, actually. Well, it would sound super simple to you. Up until a few months ago, you didn't even know how to write your own name. Hey, that was rude. You take that back. Why should I? I'm just telling the truth. Speaking of the truth, I urge you to check before Scarlet Tiger can get to yet another argument. We'll be more than happy to tell you what happened with the Demon Queen, but it is quite a long story. It involves a lot of twists and turns, but far less battles than you might be expecting. And in fact, there were hardly any battles at all. It was mostly talking. Talking? Tiger pulls a face. That sounds boring. It might sound interesting, but having to debate with a powerful Demon Queen like Fury was anything but. I still get shivers when I think about it. She didn't use any of her magic against us. She didn't have a chance, but it was obvious just how powerful she was. If we had fought her, I'm not sure if we would have merged Scath, but in fact, we're still alive is a miracle. That was what Dole said. She told me it'd be miraculous if you actually came out of this alive, which is why she had me writing you up your arbitraries as an assignment. She didn't have much faith in you. So much for I knew you could do it. Yes, indeed, hearing all of those does make your encouragement ring rather hollow in retrospect. Well, what can I say? I always try to be realistic. I didn't want to believe in the best, only to be let down later. I find it easier to expect the worst. But don't get me wrong, I really am glad that the of you are alright. How did you survive it? What happened? Yes, I'm interested in that too. I want to know. Tell me. Well, love between Scarlet and Mina. They must be thinking about everything occurred in Fury's title, just like I am. Memories run through my head of our meeting with Legion, Mina facing off against Fury. Luna attempts to protect her beloved, and the tears beating in Legion's eyes as Fury pulled her into an embrace. It's a little hard to describe all of that right now, but why don't we go into the village? I'll tell you everything then. I promise. It's one hell of a story. Like, for real. Alright. Will there be a part 4 of this? I don't know, this probably could be the end. Usually we'll max out the 3, but will it be like a part 4? Who knows? time will tell. Thank you for playing. We made it to the end. Alright, that's the end of this series, everyone. Sakura Isekai Adventure 3. Who knows if there will be a part 4 to this stuff, like Adventures 4. If they did, then, I mean, that would be interesting. It would be like the Sakura Sakura series again. Because the 10th one is coming out very soon. But anyways, that's the end of today's video, everyone. So thank you guys for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, join the Discord server if you're new, and I'll see you guys in the next one.